Subscribe for Reddit's controversial opinions. Telling someone not be sad because other people have it worse is like saying don't be happy because other people have it better. Right? I used to hear this all the time as a teenager and it would just confuse and irritate me. Obviously most people should know that not everyone has it great and sometimes we go through shit, but when did that sentence make anyone feel better? I think it irritates me more now as an adult because not everyone hurts the same. Two different people get into accidents and they both can have very different reactions from each other, so why would we use the same technique to keep people from being sad? Instead of saying shit quotes and cliches, why not figure out what's really going on with them? Sometimes people have a hard time finding the root of their pain and lash out at everything because no one understands. Maybe they don't know how to say it either, but being there for someone when they need it matters. It's my understanding that the phrase is used to remind you to be grateful of what you have instead of focusing on what you don't have. But I agree, when used, it seems as though the person saying it is trivializing your pain. I agree with you, but I used that very technique to get out of depression. Like how my situation isn't really all that bad, there are a lot of people who are suffering worse than me. So I should basically get it moving. But I do agree with you, being supportive is very important. It's a very popular opinion and your title has been quoted a lot of times. Not unpopular. Not an unpopular opinion. Mom said it was my turn to repost this. Seriously, I get depressed all the time, but I've had it so much worse than the way my life is right now, and me reminding myself of how much worse my life has been, perks me up, not a lot, but a little. Every little bit helps. It's completely fallacious reasoning. Stalin wasn't bad because Hitler was worse. Meth isn't bad because mercury is worse. Mars is perfectly habitable because it doesn't have a toxic atmosphere like Venus. This sub is dying because of these clearly popular opinions. It's stupid logic. You can trivialize almost anything with this rationale. What's so unpopular about this opinion? I feel like most unpopular opinions here are basic common sense. It's not a helpful response to someone's depression, however, it's a perfectly appropriate response if someone's complaints are based in envy. I've known people who are incredibly distraught by the apparent relative happiness and success of others they see on FB and Instagram. No. Actually, I often am able to make myself feel better about what is not so good about my life by contemplating how it's so common for others to not even have it as good as I have it. But people constantly do that. Why aren't you angry about the rich people who have all the money? Because I'm well off, happy and can provide for myself. But you deserve their money. Wait, why? Grab your pitchforks, people. No, really. Wait, let's talk about this. This sounds like a Facebook post by a 14-year-old. Of course, the usual weekly repost. I'm pretty sure this is the popular opinion, and I disagree. Nah, the opposite is this is the actual unpopular opinion. I see this one being parroted so much. But you shouldn't complain about something relatively trivial like it's the end of the world. 'Cause it's annoying when a person with big problems hears it. It just makes them think I wish I had that problem. When I feel like things can't get worse, I watch some dashcam videos. Repost. This is such an unpopular opinion, wow, super edgy and thought-provoking, unamused face. This opinion gets posted every few days. Only downvoting this because this is a popular AF opinion, especially amongst younger people. It's called looking in the bright side and positive attitude, all of which have proven benefits. But I mean, if you'd rather wallow in self-pity and whatnot, you do you. This is not an unpopular opinion. I occasionally apply this principle to my own life. I use it not to invalidate mine or anyone else's sadness, but just to put it in proportion. I can be a pretty emotional person. And I work myself up more than anyone else in the world can. So when I feel like the walls are caving in, I say this to myself. Some people somewhere in the world are dealing with life or death situations. I am going to be okay, and I am under no immediate threat to my survival. It helps me feel better, and helps me have empathy for people who do indeed have it worse than myself. But I don't say it out loud to other people when they come to me for support. It is not a very supportive thing to say to people who are really suffering, and just because someone's life isn't in immediate danger, does not mean that they are not suffering immensely. Just my take on it. You take this phrase the wrong way. It makes me appreciative personally. You have to take moments to be thankful for what you do have. Every man thinks that his burden is the heaviest. Actually, it is the opposite. When did this sub-convert into just r/opinion? To be fair, it does help sometimes to give people perspective. Life is all about perspective. There's a difference between being sad, and thinking you have it worse off than everyone else. Get over yourself. Yeah, life sucks most of the time, but deal with it. True, but sometimes people need to realize that they are not alone and there is many people that are also hurt just like them. I feel like I need to appreciate everything. For example, if my car got stolen, I would think at least my pet didn't die or that I wasn't robbed. It's just something to ease the situation. I'm a teenager and I also hate it when people think that I haven't exactly suffered that much in life to be allowed to be sad. Sorry, but sometimes that saying is just true. One time when I was feeling down for a few days, I've had on and off depression for years, I had just left the gym and I saw on the sidewalk someone who was obviously wheelchair bound for life with a huge smile on his face talking with the person pushing him. Here was a man in a wheelchair that was as happy as could be, and I'm standing here with two working legs feeling sorry for myself. Suddenly whatever I was upset about didn't matter and I realized I should be grateful that I have working arms and legs to even go to the gym. And now whenever I'm feeling sorry for myself, I think about all of the other people that have it worse. This isn't to say this a cure to depression. I've been working on myself for years, studying and weightlifting, and that mentality is more of a byproduct of my efforts more than anything. I don't know, this actually helps me feel a lot better when things are crappy in life. It's more of a this could be so much worse kind of thing where I'm grateful it's only this bad. I've also always been one to say you can learn from everything, so I then try to learn what I can from that crappy situation so it doesn't happen again. So in another way, you could say I'm literally grateful for the hard times in my life because it's when I learned a lot and grew as a person. If someone is using this argument against you for being sad and can't elaborate any more than other people have it worse, don't be sad, then I would ignore that opinion. That's a dumb argument to try and make if you can't explain it.